Take control of your DAW and enhance the music making experience with this affordable MIDI DAW controller. Plus you get a ton of bundled software and plugins with this thing. This is the Korg NanoKontrol2. I'm Zane, welcome to Audio Tech TV, where it's my goal to help you conquer the tech so you can unleash your creative beast. Now, I've included a link to the Korg NanoKontrol2 down in the description in case you want more info or to see the current pricing, but at the time of recording this, it was going for $75 over on Sweetwater, plus there was a white version of it, which was going for slightly cheaper than that. And $75 isn't too bad for a MIDI DAW controller. Now, right off the bat, I want to say something. It did include a USB cable. I read so many reviews before I purchased this. Yes, I did purchase it. It's not a sponsored video. I had to buy this for myself. But I read all of these reviews saying that it didn't come with a USB cable. And as soon as I opened the box, out popped a USB cable. I happened to buy one because I didn't think it was going to come with it, but I'm happy I did buy one because I wanted a longer one anyway. This one looks like it's fairly short, but it does include that. So if you read reviews saying it doesn't, here it is. And in addition to the cable, you also get this card, which has the code to unlock all of your bundled software, which there is a lot, and I'm going to get to later on in the video. Now, the build quality on this is somewhere between lighter plastic and sturdy plastic. It doesn't feel totally sturdy, but it doesn't feel like cheap plastic either. If I dropped it a couple of times, it probably could handle it, but I would be a little worried if I did drop it because it doesn't feel like it's the strongest. However, it's pretty light, so if you did drop it, it doesn't have a lot of weight that's coming down on it. If you're going to be using it like I am, it's just going to sit on my desk, I'm not moving it around too much, then you don't really have anything to worry. But if you're traveling with this and using it on the go, you might want to get a case with it. I think they make a specific case just for this, so you can check that out if you want. Now, also going with the build, the buttons, when you press them, they feel really nice. They don't feel cheap at all. And the sliders, even though they're small, they actually feel pretty decent. It doesn't feel like a cheap slider when I'm moving it around. And same with the knobs, they have a nice feel to them and they don't feel cheap at all. Now you can see on the controller itself, you have your transport control section here, so you can start and stop playback, start recording, fast forward and rewind, plus some DAWs will allow you to set marker points with the marker buttons up here. The track buttons allow you to cycle through the tracks, and it's going to control a sequence of 8 tracks all in a row. And now each of the 8 strips on the controller itself has a pan knob, a volume slider, solo, mute, and arm for recording buttons. Now that's what they default to if you put it into Mackie control mode. You can also set this in CC mode and use it more like a regular MIDI device, and you can set it up to control various settings in your DAW or within your plugins. A lot of people use these to control settings on their virtual synths, and it's going to work great for that if you want to use it for that. And this will allow it to become more of a creative part of your workflow instead of just a DAW controller. The Korg NanoKontrol2 has default settings for DAWs like Ableton Live, Logic Pro, and even Cakewalk, but it also works in Mackie control mode, which a lot of DAWs support. So this will be easy to set up in many different DAWs. I actually used it in Traction Waveform. It was very easy to set up. I'll be doing another video on how to get this to work in Traction Waveform. If you want to check that out, be sure to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up while you're at it. And one of the cool things is if you open a project that you've already been working on and say it has some tracks that were muted or soloed, it's going to light up the mute and solo buttons automatically on the NanoKontrol2. And one thing to note is that the faders aren't automated. So if you have a track that the volume's already set on it and then you adjust the volume slider on the NanoKontrol2, it's going to change the volume in the DAW to match the position of the Korg NanoKontrol2, which isn't a huge deal, but do keep that in mind. And it's the same thing with the pan controls. So if you move the pan controls at all, it's going to match the control setting on the NanoKontrol2 and change whatever you had set in the DAW. What I really love about this is that I can adjust the volume of multiple tracks at the same time, and it also makes it very easy for recording automation. It gives you more of a studio feel as opposed to pointing and clicking with your mouse. You can also use this with an iPad, so if you do iPad music production, this will work with it, and I'll probably be doing a video on that in my iPad music production series. Now let's look at the bundled software that comes with this. You get the Korg Gadget LE for Mac software, which includes synths and a workflow to create music. You get the M1 LE synth, which is a great little synth. You also get Isotope RX Elements, and this is a great tool for cleaning up audio. Plus you also get Isotope Ozone Elements, which is a decent mastering plugin that's going to help polish your final tracks. If you want to learn how to play piano, you get a 3-month trial of Scoove, which gives you lessons to learn how to play piano. And if you want to take your keyboard or finger drumming to the next level, you get Melodics, which includes 40 free lessons for how to finger drum and use your keyboards for drums. You also get 3 really nice instruments from Applied Acoustic Systems. There's Lounge Lizard, Ultra Analog, and Strum Sessions. Personally, I really like the Lounge Lizard for e-piano sound, so this is a really nice inclusion. And there's still more that you get with this. So you get Reason Lite, which is a track-limited version of the Reason DAW, but it still includes several instruments, and you also get their very easy-to-use built-in pitch correction. So maybe this is a tool that you can use in conjunction with your regular DAW. And you get 4 synths from UVI. It's quite the bundle for a budget-priced controller. Now click up here if you want to check out some of the best free DAWs available, or click down here to see what YouTube recommends. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.